What's going on, neighbors? It's your boy DJ, and welcome y'all back to another exciting episode of Pure Quality Canines. Out here with the dogs today, man. I know it's been a couple of days. Got some updates for y'all. Let y'all know what's going on with the yard. At the same time, too, y'all, a little topic I seen in the news that I want to share with y'all because I got a lot to do with these type dogs, these Mastiff breeds, and things you're gonna have to do as an owner to make sure you don't find yourself or your dog in those situations, y'all, that won't be beneficial, man, that won't work out for y'all in the end. It might could hurt you or get them hurt. That being said, man, before we get started, y'all, I gotta show y'all a picture, y'all. And this picture, man, is all I can call him is an awesome specimen, y'all. An awesome specimen, man. Matter of fact, before I show him to him, I want to show y'all somebody else. Y'all see that girl right there? Y'all already know if y'all been watching the page. This girl right here is Pretty Eyes, man. She's had a few brothers and sisters, y'all. They all went to good homes right now. But I just got an update on one of her brothers, y'all. And the brother I got, y'all didn't get to see a lot of him, man, because he went pretty quick, man. Matter of fact, two of her brothers, y'all, they was like gone ASAP, man. I didn't get a lot of footage of them, but let me show y'all that boy. Here we go, right there. Y'all, I'm gonna keep him in the frame with her, y'all. But let me tell y'all, man, it really warmed my heart, y'all, to get that picture today. Because actually, y'all, that dog right there, I can honestly say, I really believe maybe went to, if not the youngest, the second youngest couple, y'all. That dog went to a young lady. She actually contacted me, man. She can't be no more than her mid-20s. She's married, got a family, but she's actually a partner of mine's daughter. I didn't know that at first, you know what I mean? But she contacted me, and then her dad contacted me. They came by, picked that boy up, man, and she's doing beautiful things with him, y'all. Beautiful things with him. If y'all can see at the bottom of that picture right there, where he's at in that facility right there is actually a training facility where she's getting them trained up. And like I said, y'all, she's a young lady. With these dogs, with these Mastiff types, man, you really got to have some training, or you got to have the upper hand, man. You got to be in control with dogs like this. A lot of times, if it just ain't physically in your nature, to be a controller, can be an alpha, someone who, you know what I mean, people listen to you. A lot of times, people don't listen to you. It's going to be hard for you to get a dog to listen to you, man. But one way to get around a lot of that, y'all, is good training. And that's exactly what she's doing. And that's what I recommend for a lot of people. I don't show a lot of training, y'all. Y'all know with me, man, a lot of times I just do the basics. Sit, stay, come, home, and break, y'all. I just got about 5 basic trainings I do with my dog, and that's all I need. But for most people, y'all, you're gonna need a little step further, because these dogs are strong-willed, y'all. These dogs are strong-willed, and if you can't rise to the occasion to make them, I ain't gonna say break them, but at the same time too, find a way to control them, y'all. It's really hard for a lot of people. That's why a lot of these dogs end up in shelters and getting rehomed, man, because a lot of people get these dogs and don't start that training early, y'all. And then, like I told y'all, man, that dog gets 2 to 3 years old, man, and then he's starting to have different characteristics come out. He's starting to be more aggressive. A lot of people don't understand that, and then next thing you know that dog's getting put up for adoption. And I kind of bring that up too, y'all, because if y'all been watching the news or social media sites, you kind of see that Tyrese, y'all. Tyrese, if y'all don't know Tyrese, y'all, he's a African-American singer from the United States, man. Been singing for well over 20 years, y'all. I know his first track came out when I was probably in middle school, you know what I mean? I think it was a Pepsi or Coca-Cola commercial. But anyways, y'all, he went on to make a lot of different albums. At the same time, too, the Fast and the Furious franchise, y'all. He was a part of that in a few of the movies, y'all. So a lot of people know who Tyrese is. On top of that, if you're not following him now in the news nowadays, you might not know that not too long ago, because I've been following up with him, or it comes across my timeline, y'all, that he had bought 3 or 4 Cane Corsos, y'all. He got 3 or 4 Cane Corsos, and if you've been watching him, like I said, man, he showed them a couple times. He's had them in videos. A lot of people know that he's got these dogs, and a lot, and the reason for that is, y'all, the Cane Corso, man, is one of the Mastiffs that really popularity and kind of came ablaze these last couple of years, man. Along with the cane Corse or the Presa Canario, the Dogo Argentino, the African Borbal, y'all. I see a lot of people nowadays finding out about these dogs, y'all, and they jumping on them, and without really doing their knowledge and doing their homework on what it takes to really own and keep one of these dogs. When he got them dogs, y'all, like I said, I wasn't concerned, but I was kind of like, in the back of my head, I was like, how good of an idea is that, y'all? How good is the idea? And that's the reason I bring that up and say how good of the idea, because I'm thinking about Tyrese. I don't know him personally, but he's a musician, y'all. He's an actor. And that type of lifestyle, you're not going to be home a lot. You're going to be moving around. So a lot of times these dogs are going to be at home or in somebody else's hands. These ain't the right dogs for that, y'all. You can get a poodle, you can get a French bulldog, you can get some bullies, man. If you just want a dog that you're gonna love, that when you come home, you've been gone on the road for a while, that's gonna run and love you, these dogs will do that too, y'all. But the only problem with that is that when you get these time away from these dogs right here, y'all, you kind of lose your control, man. You kind of lose your control. You know, these ain't the type of dogs where, like somebody had a situation not too long ago. They had a cane Corse or something, or Presa Canario, y'all, and they had raised it for about 6, 7, 8 months, y'all. They had it for a little while, y'all, right before, you know, it became an adult, and they had to go away. And they came back when that dog was 2 years old, and they was wondering why that dog was growling at them. That dog wasn't showing them the same respect, man. A lot of time with these Mastiffs, y'all, you got to be hands-on, man. You know, a lot of people get these dogs for the protection aspect, to watch over their home, like I do too, y'all. But it's not so much I got these dogs to watch over my home, y'all. They to watch over my family. These dogs are people protectors. If I wanted my house to be protected, my cars to be watched over, y'all, there's all type of electronic and gadgets, man. Alarm systems, video cameras that I would use for that. These animals, y'all, dogs, y'all, they're companions. You know what I mean? They're not meant nowadays, y'all. I ain't gonna say years ago, but nowadays, these aren't meant per se to be like your junkyard dog, where you was able to just throw that dog out there, put it on a chain, and it's gonna protect y'all. You can't do that with these dogs nowadays, man. You got to be hands-on, man. If you really want that relationship, y'all, that you should have with a dog of this magnitude, man, you got to be hands-on. And just with Tyrese's situation, I couldn't see him doing that, y'all. The way I looked at it, you know, he was going to raise them dogs for a while, but at some time or another, he was going to have to go out of town. He was going to have to go on a set. He's going to have to go away, y'all. And that time away, y'all, a lot of time with these dogs could really hurt you. Could really hurt you, man. And I believe that's the kind of situation he was having, man, because right now, y'all, if y'all don't know, Tyrese, Atlanta or Georgia, actually got a warrant out for him right now, y'all. And it's kind of funny, y'all, because a lot of times when you have situation with dogs, you know, it's a civil matter. Because what they're saying happened, y'all, his dogs were loose, and his dogs had got loose or were loose. And anyway, a neighbor's dog, it had attacked, y'all. It attacked and mauled the dog to death. Like I said, y'all, you would think that's more of a civil matter, y'all. Nothing that they would put a warrant out for him. But on top of that, y'all, they put in the news that he had been warned plenty of times about letting his dogs out to just roam, I guess, the neighborhood. And I guess people and folks in the neighborhood, y'all, were kind of uncomfortable, y'all. So he had basically, the way it sounds, that the police had been called on him a few times. He had been warned, y'all. And that's a lot of time with these dogs, man. That's the worst thing you can let happen, is situations where you're getting calls on you and you're letting them build up, y'all. Because when something really does happen, y'all, they already kind of built the case up on you, y'all. They already show where in the time you've been warned, where you don't have this problem in the past, y'all. A lot of times it can go that much more worse for you. That's why I kind of figure why they got the warrant out for him, y'all, because like I said, this might have really been a situation that was causing problems in this neighborhood. But I say that to say, y'all, if you notice my house, man, if you've been watching my videos, not too long ago, I got this privacy fence put up, y'all. This privacy fence, y'all, as much as it's gonna help my resale value and help better my home, at the end of the day, y'all, this privacy fence, y'all, was to keep my dogs in, y'all. That's the main thing for this privacy fence. It's not to keep people out. I ain't worried about people getting in here, y'all, because you come in my backyard, you're gonna have some real life problems. My main thing was keeping these dogs in, y'all, because I realized as a owner that you can have some real situations, man, if these type of dogs get loose, get out, and get a hold of the wrong person or the wrong thing, you know what I mean? One thing about my dogs, and a lot of these massive dogs, they definitely ain't friendly with no other dogs. So a lot of time in my neighborhood, you got people who will be walking their pets. It'd be real bad if one of my dogs was to get out of that fence, man, and chase somebody down and attack their dog while they're walking. At the same time, too, my neighbors over here got kids. There are all situations and reasons why I got my privacy fence up, and at the same time too, I do what I do to make sure I got control over my dogs, y'all, because at the end of the day, these dogs are your responsibility. When you go buy a dog, y'all, you notice nowadays in the world, y'all, a lot of times they're trying to charge parents with what the kids are doing, y'all. Well, believe me, with these dogs, a lot of people talk about these animals like their family and they're their kids, y'all. It's already been in place. If your dog gets up out the fence and does anything, hurt anybody, destroy anybody's property, y'all, you're definitely going to be liable. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't care who you are, what the situation was. Your dog gets out, hurt somebody, destroy somebody's property, you're going to be in trouble, y'all. You're going to be fined. And, you know, at the worst, y'all, you can be jailed. Matter of fact, wasn't too long ago here, about 2 years ago in South Carolina, there was a situation where a guy had about 4 or 5 dogs running loose. And I don't know what the breed, but y'all know they're going to say the breed type was mostly pit bulls, y'all. Seemed like he might have had band dog type dogs, different mixes. But anyways, y'all, they attacked the lady. Ripped both her arms off, y'all. She lived, y'all, but she was real bad, y'all. After the situation and the attack from the dogs. That man actually had caught some jail time, y'all. He had actually caught some jail time. And then at the same time too, y'all, another story around that same time, this was kind of out in the country, and I don't believe this guy was charged, but he was on his own land, and he had about 5, 6 dogs, hunting dogs that he would let, you know, pretty much roam the property, y'all. He had plenty of land, so he had let them run free. Well, anyway, what it sounded like, somebody from the electrical department was kind of in the rural area out there in the truck, I guess, checking electrical lines, y'all, and turned down his road, y'all. A lot of times country roads down here are people's property. It's single lane, so you got to kind of go deep off in there before you can make a U-turn, y'all. Anyways, for some reason he got off in there. I don't know if his truck got stuck, but y'all, he got out his truck, man, and he got attacked and he got unalived. Now, like I say, at the end of the day, that guy wasn't charged with a simple fact his dogs were on his property. But at the same time, I say that to say this, y'all. You don't want your dog unnecessarily hurting nobody, y'all. You don't want that issue, man. So it's very important, y'all. Very important. If I can't express it enough, do your due diligence, man. Learn about the dogs you got, and then at the same time too, more learning, not so much, well, so much, but at the same time, learn about the dog that you plan on getting, but learn about the breeder who's breeding them, y'all. Because at the end of the day, a guy who's breeding Rottweilers in Texas ain't breeding the same Rottweilers in Mexico, ain't breeding the same Rottweilers in California, y'all. At every yard, every breeder, y'all, the temperament, man, the dogs can look the same, can be from the same bloodline, y'all, and the temperaments can be night and day, y'all. Difference. One dog can be playful, loving, want to be petted. Another type of dog, y'all, it don't want nobody that ain't family around, y'all. Its aggression is on 10. So you got to kind of know that. You got to kind of do your homework, do your due diligence. Because like I say, man, you get these dogs, if there's any issues, it's going to be on you, y'all. It's going to be on you. With that being said, man, last but not least, got one more thing I wanted to talk about with y'all. You know what? I'm going to say that for another day, y'all. This video's going on long enough, man. Probably about 15 minutes in, y'all. I'm gonna say that, man. I still got an issue I'm going through right now with that girl Onyx, y'all. Y'all know Onyx, we've been waiting for her to go in heat to breed her. we need to talk about that, y'all. We need to talk about that. Some things that transpire, y'all. It might not be going in my favor with that girl right there, y'all. So I want to let y'all know that next video. So make sure y'all know I don't start with them, I'm always gonna finish with it. Make sure y'all hitting that like, subscribe, hitting that notification bell so y'all don't miss nothing we got going on. Next video, like I say, for sure, man, we're gonna talk more about that girl Onyx, man, her upcoming pregnancy, and then at the same time too, Molly, y'all see Molly over there laying up against the fence, y'all, right now. If she took with Scoop, she should be about 7-10 days in, y'all. About 7-10 days in, y'all. So definitely, I don't know what size them little babies are, y'all, but praying they growing inside of them and they growing healthy, y'all. So with that being said, man, appreciate y'all coming through. We're gonna check y'all next time. We out.